Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something pretty wild, a totally new way for AI to think. And get this, it's the technique that's rumored to be powering the next big thing, like GPT-6. But here's the kicker. Some insiders have dubbed it the forbidden method.
So let's start with a feeling you've probably had. You know when a really complex idea just flashes into your mind fully formed, but you struggle to find the words for it? This quote from a Reddit user just nails it. It's like we have this super fast, intuitive part of our brain that comes up with ideas, and a much slower part that has to translate them into actual language. And this leads to a massive question in the world of AI development. What if we could build machines that can think in that fast way? Could an AI develop its own kind of intuition, its own inner monologue that's completely separate from English or any human language? Well, the answer seems to be yes. And honestly, it changes everything. To really get how this is possible, we first need to talk about a fascinating idea about how our own minds work. It all comes down to a kind of hidden map of concepts that each of us builds inside our heads. The scientific name for this is a latent space. Just try to imagine a huge, invisible map of ideas floating in your mind. It's not programmed into you. You build it organically from every single thing you experience. And on this map, ideas that are similar, like king and queen or running and jogging, are positioned really, really close to each other.
And here's what's so cool about this theory. It kind of redefines what it means to be an expert. It suggests that expertise isn't just about memorizing a ton of facts. It's really about building a much more detailed, a much more accurate idea map for a specific topic, giving you this rich network of connections that lets you make those quick, intuitive leaps.
And look, this isn't just some new, wild idea. This has been demonstrated for decades. There was research way back in 2002 that showed an expert AI model, one with a really solid internal map, could look at the first 3/4 of a complex problem and predict the final outcome with just stunning accuracy. And the results were, well, staggering. The model, with 3 years of experience building its map, it hit 90% accuracy. The novice model, with only 6 months under its belt, was only 20% accurate. So it's pretty obvious, right? The quality of that internal map makes all the difference. Okay, so the idea of a map of concepts might still feel a little abstract. So let's make it concrete. Let's actually visualize what it means to travel around inside one of these idea maps. You've actually already seen an amazing demonstration of this, probably without even realizing it. I'm talking about modern diffusion models. You know, the AI systems that create those incredible images from just a few words of text. They are built on and rely on a powerful latent space. So researchers figured out they could do something that's basically conceptual surgery. Here's the rundown. They take a real image, find its exact address on the AI's idea map, and then tell the AI to start generating the image from that spot. But then they pause it halfway through, nudge that point on the map just a tiny bit in a different direction, and then they hit play again, letting the AI finish from the new location. And the results are absolutely mind-bending. Check this out. They took a picture of a horse, found its spot in the latent space, and then just gently pushed it towards the concept of tiger. The AI doesn't just, paste on some stripes. No way. It fundamentally changes the animal's entire structure, the snout, the tail, the body, in a way that's conceptually consistent with being a tiger. And it's the same thing with other concepts. Nudge that same horse's data point towards lion, and suddenly it's got a mane. Its facial structure changes. Its posture is different. The AI genuinely understands the idea of a lion. So let's be super clear. This is the crucial takeaway here. The AI is not just editing pixels like you would in Photoshop. It is editing the underlying idea of the image itself by literally navigating this rich internal map of concepts that it has built. So if an AI can navigate a map of visual ideas like this, what happens when we apply that exact same principle to the way large language models actually think and reason?
See, right now, most of the advanced AIs, like GPT-4, use what's called chain of thought. They basically have to talk themselves through a problem, step by step, in English. It's slow, and it's pretty restrictive. But this new paradigm, chain of continuous thought, lets the AI think silently in its own abstract language, its own inner voice, before it ever gives us a single word. And the benefits here are just enormous. This internal reasoning is way more efficient. Instead of writing out just one linear path of thought, the AI can explore dozens, maybe hundreds of potential solutions all at once in its abstract idea space. It's kind of like a chess master thinking 10 moves ahead in every direction at the same time, and then just showing us the best one.
Now, this is an incredible leap forward, for sure. But it also explains why some people are calling this the forbidden method, because it forces us to confront a really profound and, honestly, a pretty unsettling question about the future of intelligence itself. One of the researchers who was discussing this work put it perfectly, I think. He said this new method represents, and I'm quoting here, a form of thought chain that humans cannot understand.
That's why it's forbidden, because it's uninterpretable. We can see the final answer it gives us, but the entire reasoning process, that whole journey the AI took through its internal map of concepts, is never written down in human language. It becomes a true black box, a thought process that is completely alien to us.
And that leaves us with a final, really provocative question. As these systems evolve and their inner worlds become more and more indecipherable to us, if an AI's thoughts truly become a language that we can't understand, how will we ever be sure it's aligned with our goals? And maybe even more profound, how will we define intelligence itself?